Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the city of Abuja. Thank you for joining us. Hello, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Piero.
Good morning.
It's another beautiful day.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a sunny day.
So, Philip, are you getting worried about what is happening in our politics in general? You know, if you take a clue from the threat we got from Donald Trump on the security arena, you could almost forecast what is going to happen between now and the next 2 years, even in the next 1 year, if care is not taken.
To segregate it to be Christian.
For now,
The killings in Nigeria have decided to name Nigeria as a country of particular concern in that aspect. I think sincerely that the government of the day will take a clue from that to start doing things right. But they never land in the political scene, like you rightly pointed out. In Labour Party, they played a very good politics. They were able to win Abure to their side without force. And whether you like it or not, Abure is a Labour Party chairman and there's no crisis. Yeah. But what happened in SDP and now PDP is a forceful taking over of the party because they could not play politics according to the rules of the game. Now, PDP in the spotlight were in crisis. How did the crisis of the PDP start? It started from Senator Samuel Anyanwu, who went to contest for the governorship of Imo State under the platform of PDP. Ordinarily, people are not allowed to hold two positions at the same time. He left the office of the National Secretary to run for as a governorship, the PDP governorship candidate of Imo State, and he lost the election. He came back to the party with the backing of Nyesom Wike that he wants to, that he still remained the party secretary. At a point, the PDP resisted him, but for purpose of peace, they agree, believing that the tenor that he's holding on to is coming to an end, and they had the meeting. And Anyanwu was in the next meeting. Anyanwu signed a notice as required by law, notifying INEC that they are going to have a convention in Ibadan. The date and venue were stated and the whole world was put on notice. Having realized that they've signed out their right, the Nyesom Wike and Anyanwu group again used their proceeds from the person of Austin Uwachuku, the PDP chairman of Imo State, and some other element, went to Federal High Court to proclaim an ex parte. The court said, no, put these people on notice. Having done that, and they go back and forth, the court said the status quo should remain. PDP said, fine, that's status quo. The status quo is that we are going ahead with that convention. The court now came on the 30th and ruled that PDP should not, that the PDP had not done XYZ. And Wike came out on national television to say, they were doing illegal convention. Let's see how the illegal convention we hold. Who is Wike? Is Wike Nigeria? Is Wike the court? What it means that Wike had told the court what to say, and the court has said what he wants the court to say. And that's what he's telling the whole world. That is not enough. The same people now appeal the judgment they say they claim, because they said, because what the self-acclaimed acting national chairman Abdurrahman said that we have, our legal advisor has studied the ruling, we have gotten the certified true copy, and they have studied it, and they have given us legal advice, and based on XYZ we have appealed the judgment. If you had judgment, why are you appealing to it? Now, coming to your question, if I'm not worried that if the government, if the Nigerian people cannot take care of their internal affair, will it be out of place if external factor come to tell Nigeria what to do, just like they did in the security aspect? That's what's going to happen. You see, if PDP had to stand on their feet, coward died many times before their death. Let them go to Ibadan. Let the government roll out their machine to after them instead of the security. Then people will come to say that, look, you have also breached the law. Yeah. And then we'll take it from there.
Okay, Peter, let me come to you. The judgment in Ibadan, the ex parte that was we got from Justice Akintola, there is a date for hearing even before the convention. We don't know what's going to happen that day. PDP said they are going ahead with the convention, and they are becoming almost rightly so. We don't have the processes for the court for the appeal, because if you got a judgment at the high court and you are appealing it yourself, you are setting aside the high court judgment that we are relying on, because Wike's faction, which is Anyanwu's faction, we're relying on the high court judgment. Now they are going to appeal it. They are setting aside that judgment, but we need to see the actual processes filed at the appeal. People are calling on PDP to decide whether they are moving forward or not. Do you see a crisis where a PDP decides to go ahead with the Ibadan Convention, just like what Anyanwu and Co did the other day to forcefully take over PDP headquarters? Do you see them doing something like that in Ibadan? And Ibadan is going to be a tough battle, because that is the governor's domain. If you need talks, he can hire 10,000. So whatever you need, he can hire more. Maybe you can hire more police, but you're not going to have sufficient police. Because we are even lacking. Nigerians are lacking sufficient number of police. So you're not going to have sufficient police if you intend crisis. That's number one. Number two, Anyanwu told us that his signature was forged. If my signature is forged and you use it to convey a convention in Ibadan, I'll be laughing. I'll be at home laughing and sleeping. I won't even bother going to fight, bring an area boy, or do anything. I will just focus on that investigation that my signature was forged, and follow it legally, knowing that any time we come out with our judgment, whatever convention you would have conducted without my forged signature would be invalid, null and void. Why is he fighting it out when your signature was forged?
Firstly, what you said about the expert judgment in court from Ibadan, and the BOT met, I think, yesterday, and decided they are going on with the convention. What was in the expert notice? That PDP must hold their convention on the same date. INEC must be around on that date. That everything that they've planned to do on that date, they should go ahead and do it. And for some of us neutral persons on the sidebar, if PDP misses this convention, which is dead as a party, if they do not hold this convention on that set date in November, they are dead. They should forget about this election, because for them to reconvene, get a secretary, normally it's the chairman secretary that will sign for a date. If they miss this date, anyone will not sign. I will say the secretary, and the chairman won't sign. So they might not have another date for convention. So they should go ahead. They have a court instruction for them to go ahead and do the convention. And secondly, it's laughable when Anyanwu is claiming that his signature were forged. Number one, you've written Nigerian police, you've written DSS. Why don't you wait the outcome of the investigation? Are you saying that you don't trust these institutions of government? Why are you resorting to self-help? If you are certain that your signature were forged and you've written, wait for them to come out with a judgment. But it's funny, a lot of people were in that meeting when he signed these things. They are willing to come out and testify in open court. They even made you a subcommittee chairman of the convention. You say you did not sign for it to hold, and you accepted. You've even given your own program that your committee ought to handle during the convention. So this thing does not align. And the most annoying aspect, he has even given budget of the money his committee will spend.
Okay, let me come to you, Philip. Looking at another details, because this Imo State Chairman, Abia State Chairman, and this House Secretary were claiming that some state convention of the PDP were not conducted. And as a matter of fact, what came out of this convention, some of them were to form part of the delegates. Though the matter is already before the court now to determine, even when Supreme Court has told us that they do not have jurisdiction over party administration matters. At the end of the day, the Supreme Court might still throw it back to the party, following the ruling in a Labour Party's matter. But do you think those things were substantial for them to not have gone ahead with this Ibadan Convention? Should these people rightly approach the party instead of approaching the courts? Let's assume these three people, the plaintiff in the case, in Anyanwu's case, had approached the national officers of the party, National Working Committee. So could it have been, would that ground have been sufficient for the Ibadan Convention not to hold? Approaching the court is something that maybe we're thinking of, they may not have jurisdiction, but if they have approached the party themselves, say, you can't go ahead with this because we need delegates from these states to form part of this convention.
You know, in answering this your question, we want to find out why some persons are head bent for this national convention of the PDP not to hold. You know,
they are also citing the breach of the constitution.
So I'm coming. So why are they head bent on the convention not to hold? What is their benefit?
Maybe they
stand
don't want their constitution breached.
So you know, if you ask me, if those people were sincere, if it is true, because it's alleged that there were no state congresses in those places, or they say that the congresses were not to their favor, or there were no congresses. So you have to put those on the balance, scale. So if at all, yes, because you can't go to a national convention if at all. I'm not saying that what they are saying is right, but if it is right, if there were no state congresses in those states, then the convention is incomplete. But in this case, is these people sincere with their allegation?
Why didn't they approach the party leadership?
Okay, another question: why is it that those state congress do not hold? What make it not to hold? Because it's the people that went to court. Is there no state congress in Imo State? How did Austin Nwachukwu become the state chairman? Why is he so particular about other states? Has the state come to complain that there were no state congress in their state? You see, this is beyond what we are saying. Some persons do not just want the PDP convention not to hold. You know why? Because by the time the PDP convention holds, those who are holding PDP to ransom now, they will be nowhere to be found. Because right now, they are in the helm of affair. And the convention will throw in new leadership for the PDP. And this is what they are fighting against.
I think what they are fighting is not that the convention is held. If you remember, when they made this peace accord, when the PDP had said to let Anyanwu be, there was a peace accord. One of the consider issues were the zonal convention had in the South, which Wike controlled. PDP rejected it. PDP rejected it outrightly. But
I remember Tony Azebema from Edo State was also speaking out against it.
They let it be. So this Anyanwu zone, they don't calculation. They don't have the numbers to get their own people elected at the convention.
Okay,
it's not about numbers.
Let me come to you, Philip.
Yes.
On this, what is this? The Anyanwu alleged that his signature was forged for this convention. And he has written, the police
petition the relevant
authorities for them to investigate.
Yes.
Why is he now hell-bent at ensuring that the convention does not hold, knowing that the convention itself is already null and void if truly his signature was forged? Why is he taking extra step to ensure that it does not hold? Why not rely on your signature that was forged? Because that alone would render Ibadan Convention invalid. Why not even rely on that?
I know you are very much aware that if you told one lie, you need 1,000 lies to back it up. You continue to lie. Even 1,000,000 lies, you will still continue to lie. Because that first lie you told, you are still trying to cover that track. Having said that, drawing from what he said to you, he has claimed that his signature was forged. Mind you, he alleged that his signature was forged, that he do not sign the letter to INEC, notify INEC as required by Electoral Act that PDP is holding their convention in Ibadan. He said his signature was forged, but that he is a chairman of a subcommittee in preparation for the convention, and he has come up with a budget submitted to the general committee overseeing the convention. You see how he approbate and reprobate at the same time. Your signature was forged for the notification of the convention. You were made, a subcommittee chairman for the convention. You came up with a budget of money you will spend to enable your committee function properly at the convention, and then you wake up and realize your signature was forged, if it was forged, and then you petition the relevant authorities. You sent your pony to court. They procure, black market judgment for you and all of that. You are not still satisfied. You have restored to self-help. I listened to him. He said, if we have founding father of PDP, we are the children of the PDP. We are the founding children of PDP. He's claiming that BOT met. They didn't invite him. That's a member of BOT. He said those are not. It's a friends meeting. You can imagine the kind of the extent. I wonder how much he's being paid to do what he's doing.
Peter, this is not, like I said, this is not only about PDP. This is not, they say, oh, this is politics. This is not politics. Politics has rules. Nigeria did not invent politics. Nigeria did not invent democracy. It has rules. I was giving an example yesterday. If you walk into a football pitch, instead of playing soccer, you decide to blow your defender at the eye so that you can score a goal, or the defender decides to blow you so you won't see the goalpost. That's not soccer. No. That's not soccer. So when they say this is politics, oh, you are being wicked and smarter, that's not politics. Because when you continue to do something in a terrible manner, it's going to cascade. Anything has limit. If you continue to stretch anything, there's something called elastic limit. Yeah. Once it exceeds that elastic limit, it breaks. Like we've seen in the insecurity now, it has broken. It's a shame that Donald Trump, a president of another country, is telling us, he said, now disgraced country. He's calling us a disgraced country. Nigeria is a disgraced country. He said, we'll come in.
I will not disgrace.
He said it will be fierce, it will be sweet. And obviously when they come, it will be fierce and sweet. If our military can't even contain ragtag, Boko Haram, and Bandit, is it American, this thing that it's going to be fierce? We won't even know when they're coming. We're not even certain all our airspace is being monitored. Yeah. So, but let's come back to this politics, because we're still going to visit that one more time. When things continues to go wrong, and it is headed at a direction that it will affect the entire nation, these actors, are they worried that we can ignite a national chaos by this forceful takeover of party trying to prevent election for 2027? The consequences of not having election in 2027 is greater than the consequences of anybody losing that election. Why are they not worried?
They're not worried because they felt that we're captured people, we're conquered people. If America didn't intervene, we've been talking about insecurity. What did they do? They do deaf ears to our complaints. They're not moved. So for them, we adjust to whatever they throw at us. That's what they're doing. And I won't be surprised tomorrow it should be Britain or one other country that will speak about our electoral process, our political space. They've suffocated it. They've made us, most parties, irrelevant. They've caused chaos in every other party. And democracy is a game of choice. Let people have opinions. Let people have variety of choice to choose from. You can't present one person and say it's democracy. It's no longer democracy. Let people have their choice to make. Let people to choose. And it's quite unfortunate that in every house they have a winning tool. We are discussing somewhere, I don't know who I was discussing with, about Judas Iscariot. It's one of Jesus' church's allied.
Yeah, he's a disciple.
He was so trusted to be made a disciple. But he betrayed Jesus. So he felt that Jesus at the last minute he would do a magic and disappear. So a lot of these people, they don't believe in what these people are doing. But most of their immediate gratification, they do what they're doing.
Do you think if this nonsense continues, stifling party, let me put it this way, it happened with SDP. Police authority, commissioner of police, wrote INEC to get the names of the authentic or national officials of SDP. INEC responded to the police. Police refused to allow those people into the SDP headquarters. Police is working with only the national secretary to select those who he wants to resume in the office. At a point, SDP national chairman Alhaji Shehu Gaban told the then commissioner of police, resign your office as a police officer, come and take SDP membership card and join us since you are interested in SDP. Just about this same thing repeated itself, at PDP 2-3 days ago. And Damagu, the acting national chairman of PDP, has also petitioned the IG of police. Is it going to still end up that same way? Because since that time till now, I'm so sure police is still operating that manner, where the national secretary is the person that selects unknown people who are not even members of SDP at all to take over the party. People whose name is aligned to INEC register as party officials, even as party members, let alone national officials. That's what's happening in SDP. Now, PDP has started. Damagun has petitioned. Is it still going to go the same way? And if it continues like this with just about every other party, do these people, do they realize that they are making suspension of constitution inevitable? There's no human being that has capacity to raise his hand like this and remain like that. Either you allow him to bring it down, he remains alive, or the hand will get paralyzed. Fatigue will set in and it will crumble. There's nobody that has unlimited capacity to suffer. Even though Nigerians are docile people, they also do not have unlimited capacity to suffer. You saw it the other day when they protest against Nnamdi Kanu with all the purported court order, don't protest. They protested because at a point it could be too terrible for us, and it will be on record that we spoke. They never listened.
You see, what I think is happening to Nigeria today is that this present government is tired of democracy. Because if they are not tired with democracy, they will allow opposition to thrive. Well, if you ask me if what that is happening in SDP since July is going to repeat itself in PDP, I can tell you it's already happening. And there's no going back until the people revote. And the people are not going to vote anytime soon. Because like you said, Nigeria are very docile. But what is going to happen is that when you coerce the country and you forcefully take over the country and make it one party state. We have a very funny National Assembly today. This the only National Assembly that can reach to third majority by voice vote. So we will not be surprised tomorrow if tenure is being removed from the office of the president, that the president can contest as many times as he wishes to contest.
It's because 100 years, like you have in Cameroon.
So we are not surprised with this National Assembly. But let me assure you that if the government fails to do something, just like Donald Trump has declared Nigeria a country of particular concern in the area of security, insecurity that has bedevilled this country, and he has taken the slice of fighting for his Christian brother. Some other country, or the same America, will also say that we are the custodian of democracy. We are the father of democracy. We cannot see democracy go this way. If you don't do something, just like they give, the order. If you don't act, if you don't allow your opposition to thrive, we will help you to make them thrive. If that's what they look for, or eternally. Just 2 weeks ago, we had a rumor of coup, and it was it's no coup. One day, those people you think that you have selected your trusted men to head the security apparatus, they are not all about the security apparatus. So this government should not take us back to where we are coming from. We fought so hard to get democracy. I was involved in my days in the university. We shouldn't go back to have military rule, because we were told then. But I'm not sure if that story is still true, that the worst set of democracy is better than any form of military rule. I don't want to believe in that story anymore. Because what we're having now, we didn't have it in the military era. We have our right to protest and to do it. This government will not allow anybody to protest. Is this the democracy we fought for? Are we preserving democracy this way? I mean, the government, they shouldn't wait until it gets out of hand before they act. They should nip it on the bud now.
Okay, Peter, this idea of police that should just maintain peace and order generally, and also respect a constituted authority, taking sides with faction. I mean, where did they find it from? Showell has been carrying campaign against the current IG that is overdue for retirement. Is it because he's tired and should be retired? Because retirement age is not for a joke. It was empirically arrived at that a certain kind of function, police work like civil service, these are jobs that require certain procedures. You are like a technocrat. At certain age, you might not be able to administer those very efficiently, though you might be able to occupy political positions where your aides will not be the technocrats. So you could be asked to retire but still allowed to contest for certain position. I mean, if you're a senator in the National Assembly, they even meet only 3 times, only 3 times in a day. But as an IG of police, you're going to read report from all the departments, all the, every day. You need every day. Police send briefing, cybercrime, whatever, kidnapping, SARS, all units send report to IG. And IG has to read all.
I don't think that is his problem. I think what problem we have in Nigeria today is that him has been given, he's enjoying a privilege. And when somebody gives a privilege, you're almost indebted to the person. His time is up.
He said the same thing.
His time is up.
He said the same thing, the privilege of overstaying.
So they're giving you a privilege. So what is he doing now? He's paying back those that are giving the privilege. Like in PDP, why would you go and lock down PDP until you know who owns PDP, who is authentic chairman? PDP has one chairman.
Simple.
He can't show both sides that PDP has only one. No that fashion, it doesn't exist under the law. So what he's doing, I am not surprised. He is repaying the privilege given to him. And again, this is our democracy. We don't know on one side the ripple effect. Other African countries are watching. Some days ago, we saw their own electoral body. I think is this country came to understudy INEC. That's what they don't Ethiopia. What I don't understand, how to go and rig election in the country, or how to go and
let me Peter, no. You can study failure, so you don't fail. It happens. No, it's the truth. Go to like science, engineering studies. You actually take time out to study failure. You actually destroy things and see how they fail, so you don't fail. I've just told you the response. I've just given you a response. Well, let me come to this thing, Philip. You see what we are running into at this time, and everybody is keeping quiet. But when there is intervention, like I said, maybe too many pockets of group beginning to say, oh, somebody who was doing that, say Yoruba Nation, he died down. Nnamdi is doing that, he died down, and he's in detention. Mind you, Nigeria is a nation that came together in 1914. We came together in 1914. And today, the insecurity we have is tearing this country's fabrics. It's tearing this country's fabrics until it took Donald Trump to come and say something. Now everybody is running helter-skelter. This government, do you think this? There are some member yesterday. They say dress very well. They will arrest you and say we have caught a terrorist because the government is trying to show working now. This intervention for us to show results. Do we have to wait for that in the politics, like it has happened in insecurity?
You see, that's what we are.
Where are the voices?
That's what we are witnessing today. That's what we are witnessing.
Former president,
you may wonder what has happened to the media, because if you take your mind back to 2015, 2013, 2014, 2015, the media were agog to make the world know how insecure Nigeria is by virtue of Boko Haram, how weak our president is, how incompetent our president is there, how clueless Jonathan is there. But today, the media, even the media today, you can't hear anything from them. You can't hear anything from the media today. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
The prominent men we were looking up to them, they don't speak. So maybe we'll have to wait for a external factor to come and speak to us on why we should sustain our democracy. But if not, I don't know where we are going from here, because it's very, very pathetic where we are today.
All right, we are going to be taking a 30 seconds break, and when we come back, we'll discuss Donald Trump's threat to Nigeria. Falana reacted, a lot of other people reacted, how this reaction is resonating with the people and also with the government. It appears government is also making efforts. President Tinubu has declared state of emergency on the training facilities we have across Nigeria for security agencies, though they said it's not because Donald Trump sent out the threat. Just hold on for 30 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Let's put it this way. Kingsley, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Falana has laid out some statements about what, where we are. That is a shame. Yesterday when I was analyzing Dr. Baba Ahmed's statement, he said he's someone I respect so much. He also landed at the same position, even though he didn't acknowledge Christian genocide. He said it's because the government has failed. Falana is also saying the same thing. It's because the government has failed. That is a shame. Before you join us, we were discussing how government has also failed in safeguarding our politics, in safeguarding our democratic parties, all other opposition parties. You use the police to go into opposition parties, support the faction that is not recognized by INEC.
That's loyal to you.
That is unlawful. That is suspension of constitution. And the police is directly under the presidency. They can't deny not knowing that. So let's come to this insecurity. Do you think federal government is making sincere effort to go off the hook of Donald Trump, or they are just doing window dressing?
Thank you for having me. Number one, I want to start with the fact that government has not just failed. Government is still failing. It's a continuous process. They have decided not to rescind upon. Number one, I said what happened at the PDP Secretariat in the heat of Donald Trump's statement should never have happened. If the government are sensitive to situations on ground, that's number one. Now, what Falana said also is that if this government work, he said the citizens will chase Americans away, which is true. If my country is working, if my country is good, I won't want anybody to come and disrupt my country. Look, we have everything we need in our country. We've said it time and time again. The president at a point should stop politics and go into governance, and until he does that, not trying to muzzle opposition, not trying to look for re-election. We are not looking for re-election right now. We are looking for what will take us to re-election, what will take us to election in 2027. I've said it time and time again. Look at Abia. The man is not campaigning, the man is working. The only person the other that we say is also working was governor of Enugu State, from what we heard. But now he too has entered into the fray, and he went to look at some facilities of a security outfit.
A governor of a state.
A governor of a state, and now said that the reason we are declaring
some of his farmland has bandits there.
Exactly, serious bandit from that Kogi enter into Enugu. Most of them can't access their farms, and it's not addressing those issues. You see, we have also said that if every governor in every state, because when the allocation comes to them, they move the money to security vote. Now, when they move the money to security vote, what they do is that the security vote, they use it to be doing election and whatever they like. If every state has a vigilante group. Every state, and most of the vigilante are drawn from the locals, and these locals know every nick and cranny of their locality. Yes. Now, if you arm them with little weapons, support them with the police,
and some advanced technologies, cameras, drones,
they will flush these people out.
Surveillance system, even facial recognition.
Exactly. Okafor, I know my village. I know to the west, to the east. I know bordering villages. If we collaborate with bordering village, this is what we call community policing. Why have they not put it in place?
Let me come to you, Philip. I just asked him if the government is going to dressing. I saw a meme a while ago. They say dress very well when going out now, because government is looking for walking to show Donald Trump, so they don't get you arrested and label you as one of the terrorists. Why that is a joke? Do you think this government is taking sincere efforts not to be called a now disgraced country by Donald Trump? Even why it's not palatable for us to have Americans coming in here. We already have a breach sovereignty by these bandits. They declare taxes to the locals, they tax them, they prevent farmers from farming, they rape women, they do all sorts of evil. Even though people like Gumi thinks what they are doing that they are reasonable. Do you think this government is really showing working? And for somebody like Gumi, that Saudi Arabia, this is an Islamic cleric, that Saudi Arabia banned from coming into Saudi Arabia, and is fraternizing with these terrorists every day, speaking openly for them, actually having the boldness and the audacity to tell us that they are like brain cancer, you treat them gently. Maybe that is why he's going on with the motive of spreading them across all villages, so that at that time he will tell us that it's like cancer, they live within us. Terrorists don't live within us. Africans in general, we are not thieves, we are not destroyers, we are not killers, we are not murderers, we are hospitable people. These people killing, where are they coming from? Remember one time Femi Falana once said, it's not better to give up your land and leave. These people come, where is their own land? Where are they coming from? Why will I have to give up my own ancestral land where I farm, where I do everything so that I can be alive? You that is coming, where are you coming from? Why not approach me to buy it? Where are you coming from? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Who are these people?
You asked a lot of questions, so I will take it from the beginning. You said, is this government, window dressing in their attempt to say that they are working, and that's why the joke came out that, look, dress well because the government need to show that they are working so that you don't get arrested. When you look at Falana's speech, he said, this is hypocrite. There are a lot of hypocrites within our society. You can, over the past 3 days, see people coming and saying all manner of things just to, whether they are trying to show solidarity to government or not. These are all middle dressing. If you ask me if the government is working, to show that they are fighting security, I will tell you the answer is no. They are only with the dressing. They have done nothing. Since the pronouncement till date, they haven't done nothing to show that they are working. Our neighboring country, Chad, has showed more effort by blocking off their border so that the terrorists will not escape into their own country. The issue with the security problem in this country, it is the government itself. Abacha said it, that if there's any insecurity issue more than 24 hours, know that government are involved. So,
as a matter of fact, that was what APC used to campaign against Jonathan.
So, I said it before. So, you see what they are doing. I think, yes, there's a little bit of waking up on the side of the government by the action or the speech of Donald Trump. You can see that there's a little bit of, but for more education, they are not showing any effort. Like he said, if they were showing effort, why would the government allow the police agency to support criminal element to take over PDP? When it is known to law that is one national chairman of PDP. Because let's not talk about SDP, that one is long ago. We are talking about now. The speech just came up a day or two, and then this is happening. And then you went to court. So you see that the government is not prepared in any way.
Okay, let me come to you, Kingsley. I've heard many voices speak on Donald Trump's tweets. Most of them are, of course, it's natural with any Nigerian. We don't want him to come and breach our sovereignty. Our sovereignty is already breached by the terrorists. By the terrorists, we don't know their addresses, we don't know their embassy, we don't know their currency, we don't know what they want. As a matter of fact, what one set of the terrorists want, specifically Boko Haram, is that it's only Islam that is allowed. They never told.
And their own kind of Islam.
They never told anybody and their own kind of Islam. They never told any lie about that. That one is very, very clear. It's only these other ones who don't really know what they want. Now, a lot of voices have spoken in the last 4 or 5 days thereabout. But these voices had been silent since.
In fact, that's what I wanted to come to.
I never heard any of them speak against these bandits. I've never heard any of them tell these bandits, oh, you are encroaching into the sovereignty of Nigeria by declaring taxes that are not officially declared by the local government, state authorities, or the federal authorities, by preventing farmers from going to their farm, by carving out territory for yourself. As a matter of fact, we had Oshomole the other day talking about how they covered territory, allow Chinese to mine. After the Chinese people finish mining whatever, they now use chopper, helicopter to lift our resources up. So when China threw their voices against Donald Trump, a patriotic Nigeria should not take that China seriously. So at the end of the day, why is it that all these voices have been quiet? Are they happier when bandits terrorize Nigeria, or happier when somebody say, oh, take out these bandits by yourself, otherwise we will come and take out the bandits?
If you say that the federal government doesn't know where they are, I beg to differ.
No, I didn't say they don't know where they are.
But if the federal government also
I never said
if the federal government also pretend to say they don't know where they are jokers. an official of the federal government from a video we see going around, a custom officer delivered tons of rice to bandits.
To bandits. He said he gave them 7 bags.
Whether it's one.
to save their own life.
Whether it's one. But he took it to them because he said he risked his life to go to where they are. A singular person or a single person knows where the bandits are.
And it's a government official.
Employed by the federal government of Nigeria. That's one. Gumi knows where they are. Dati Ahmed has been seeing the videos that have been going around about bandits carrying rocket launchers in Katsina, negotiating with them. Where was his voice? The deputy senate president in the house have been seeing videos of bandits making negotiation, collecting taxes. Where has been his voice? If you say they don't know where they are, that's not true. They know where these people are, and they also know how these people operate, and some of them are their people that they use in whatever they want to do, in making their voice known. If they say they don't know where they are, the president himself, I saw the chief of air staff, that's Aneke, holding meetings and looking at how they are going to bomb their territories. Sambisa Forest is not a part of heaven. Sambisa Forest is a part of the territory of Nigeria. The bandits that moved from Sokoto to Kebbi to through Niger, going to Kwara, there's a pathway to which they follow. And it's the ordinary Google Earth. Okay, for Google Earth can show me where you are. Google Earth.
No, they are not saying.
It's an app.
They are never saying.
So if they don't know where they are,
didn't say they don't know where.
Why are they not taking them out?
That's the question.
Do you understand? So if people, because Godwin, the lecturer from Army University, told us that there's a way the Fulani people send out their messages telling their people to come and help them if they are in distress. Look, these are non-academic facts that have been followed over the years. Why have we not followed that way? We know where all the Ijos are according to the river. We also know where all the Fulanis are according to our maps.
Let me come to you, this Philip. Somebody who has not hidden his voice on his support for these terrorists is Gumi. You can't take it away. Now, this Gumi now happens to be an Islamic cleric, okay? And this Gumi also happened to be banned by Saudi Arabia from coming in. For Saudi Arabia, the home of Islam, to ban an Islamic cleric not to come into their country, then your case is terribly dangerous. Yet, this man moves freely, and our government didn't see the need to even talk to him. No, I've never heard of any single invitation from DSS or anything or whatever. What is sacred about fighting these terrorists? Is it true that what America has said is actually true?
Very correct. What America has said is true. Talking about Gumi, I'll take your mind back to 2015, where President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, then just the national leader of APC, said he relinquished his position to Professor Sibajo because he cannot see, he cannot walk, see the same fate on a ticket to become president, that God should destroy him and his family if he supports the same fate for the presidency. Okay? Now, the same Tinubu in 2022, going to 2023, say Emilio, he said it's my turn to become president. And one of the things he felt he should do to secure that ticket then was to have a Muslim running mate. Going around the entire north region, he could not find a capable person from the north that is not a Muslim. It's only a Muslim that can support him to become president. Which means what he said in 2015, that he relinquished his office, or rather his position for Sibajo, was not entirely true. If it is entirely true, then he has got to contend with his present day. Now, the reason why Gumi is untouchable, I just laid this background. Gumi is a serious, Muslim cleric, and he had the support of the terrorists in the northern region. And like my colleague said, this government will have told the town without number as known to all. They don't govern, they play politics. They are concerned on how they are going to be re-elected in 2027. And the government needs Gumi's support. You need the support of the bandit, the terrorists to get this. Because if you remember, before you move, Miete Allah were very prominent in the previous government of the APC. And Gumi is one of those people who were aiding the Miete Allah. So, and now, it appears the government is losing support from the north. So he needs the like of Gumi. That is why Gumi, he has not been invited. Before I go, if you are asking that Gumi should be invited, rather, Gumi is not being invited, but he's been compensated. His son has just been commissioned into the Nigerian army as a lieutenant. So how are you going to invite him?
All right, please let me come to you. I know you are a very, very good advocate of one Nigeria. So I am, Nigeria, let's not forget, is a negotiated nation. At a point, we came together. Yeah. It's like a marriage. We came together under the ground that we're going to have a fair nation. We're going to have a nation that is justiciable. We didn't want to have a nation where what's the name of this? Eboba said Yoruba criminal should be treated the same like Igbo criminal. Should be treated the same like Hausa criminal. Should be treated the same like Fulani criminal. It should be treated the same like Ibira criminal. Ami once said that these Muslim terrorists should not be killed because they were our Muslim brothers. In this country, when that was said, and we allowed that. And the government is claiming they are not complicit to this. People will make such careless, useless, despicable statements, and the government will keep quiet. Not then arrested, not now arrested. But if this kind of thing had happened in any other zone, let's wants to do you think the same force the federal government is using for these people is what they will use for those regions? For example, southeast, southwest, south.
You don't need to go too far. Southwest, southeast. We've seen maximum force being used on IPOP, ECN.
And they don't control any territory.
No, they don't control any territory.
Not even a local government.
Not even a local government. We see how Nnamdi Kanu's house was besieged before he escaped, and then it was with maximum force. Okay, maximum force.
So now
that's one.
Yeah.
Then secondly, we have also seen people from the southeast that has criticized the actions and activities of dissidents or people that have caused violence in the southeast. We need to see that cooperation from the people of the north. They can't just come out but you need to also go into Patlami's history. Someone like Patlami should not hold office or authority in Nigeria. Looking at his antecedent.
Okay, why do you think the northern leaders often find it difficult to condemn these terrorists? Because I just started hearing their voices immediately. Donald Trump spoke. They started recognizing sovereignty, but your sovereignty, many local governments are under the bandits.
And none of them has ever come out to say Kaduna State is not too far from Katsina State. That means if they are in Katsina, they can get to Kaduna State. In fact, not that they can get to Kaduna State. They have been in Kaduna State. Kaduna South and the other parts, if you are going to towards Ilorin and all that area, that airport exactly going towards that area, they besiege those areas. And Erufai told us, he said it's not that there is relatively peace in Kaduna State. He said what they are just doing is that they are paying the bandits. He said they are paying the bandits. Erufai said it. He told
now a nation that was negotiated, you pay bandits in certain area, you kill those you call criminals in another area. Can we sustain that nation like this?
No, they must come out and show true patriotism to Nigeria first.
All right, just 1 second. What should the government do? Sincere fight or window dressing?
Sincere fight is what we need from the
All right, thank you for hanging around. We'll be right back very shortly.